Namaskar. A warm welcome to World News and Indian Perspective on All India Radio. This is Vaibhav Jyotsna Shrivastava, and with me is Renuka, bringing glimpses of the major developments of the day from across the globe. Over the next half an hour, we shall bring you the latest from the world of politics, economy, sports, entertainment and more. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts that 21st century India is moving ahead with the approach of people-centric governance. Indian Minister Nirmala Sitharaman participates in second BRICS Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meeting, says India's economic growth will continue to be supported by fiscal spending along with investment push. New Delhi rejects Organization of Islamic Cooperation Secretariat's comments on India, terms them unwarranted and narrow-minded. India successfully fires the Agni-4 intermediate-range ballistic missile. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to face a vote of confidence in his leadership of Conservative Party on Monday. India beat Poland 6-4 in final to clinch inaugural FIH Hockey 5S Championship at Lausanne in Switzerland. An Indian wrestler Aman Sehrawat strikes gold at 2022 Bolat Turlikhanov Cup tournament in Almaty, Kazakhstan. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that people-centric governance and continuous efforts towards good governance are the hallmarks of last 8 years of his government. Inaugurating the iconic week celebrations of the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Corporate Affairs in New Delhi on Monday, Mr. Modi said, India has taken new steps every day and tried to do new work in the last 8 years. He added the government has speed up the development of the nation and empower the poor. Mr. Modi said Swachh Bharat Abhiyan gave an opportunity to the poor to live a life of dignity. The Prime Minister said permanent dwelling, electricity, gas, water, free treatment have been given to deserving respect to poor.
देश में जो जनभागीदारी बढ़ी, उन्होंने देश के विकास को गति दी है, देश के गरीब से गरीब नागरिक को सशक्त किया है। स्वच्छ भारत अभियान ने गरीब को सम्मान से जीने का अवसर दिया। पक्के घर, बिजली, गैस, पानी, मुफ्त इलाज जैसी सुविधाओं ने हमारे गरीब की गरिमा बढ़ाई।
Mr. Modi said the scheme of free rations during the corona period freed more than 80 crore countrymen from the fear of hunger. He said the nation has suffered a lot due to the previous government-centric governance. Mr. Modi said on Monday, India has moved forward with people-centric governance. The Prime Minister emphasized that the youth of the country have been kept at the heart of the government reforms in the last 8 years. Mr. Modi said that the GEM portal has brought a new ease of procurement and government and made selling to the government very easy. Talking about Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, the Prime Minister said, it is not just a celebration of 75 years of independence, but it is also a moment to celebrate, fulfill, pump new vigor into the dreams for an independent India seen by the freedom fighters. The Prime Minister also launched the national portal for credit-linked government schemes, Jan Samarth portal. The portal is a first-of-its-kind platform which directly connects beneficiaries to lenders. The main purpose of Jan Samarth portal is to encourage inclusive growth and development of various sectors by guiding and providing them with the right type of government benefits through simple and easy digital processes. Mr. Modi said this portal will improve the lives of students, farmers, businessmen, MSME entrepreneurs and will help them in realizing their dreams. On the occasion, a special series of 5 new coins dedicated to Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav have been launched. These special coins of denominations of 1, 2, 5, 10 and 20 rupee coins are visually impaired friendly.
Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has said that India's economic growth will continue to be supported by fiscal spending along with an investment push. The Indian minister participated in the second BRICS Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meeting on Monday. During the virtual meeting, Ms. Sitharaman observed that BRICS should continue to serve as a platform to engage in dialogue and facilitate exchange of experiences, concerns and ideas for rebuilding a sustainable and inclusive growth trajectory. The agenda for the meeting included discussions on outcomes of BRICS Financial Cooperation Agenda for 2022. This included discussion on BRICS Joint Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors' statement, infrastructure investments, New Development Bank and BRICS Think Tank Network for Finance. In today's Hotspot section, we bring you a discussion, 8 years of service, good governance and welfare of the poor, ease of doing business.
For the prosperity and ease of living of the countrymen, it is necessary that there should be ease of doing business. In the last 8 years, the NDA government understood this very well and continued efforts in this direction, due to which today there is a tremendous improvement in the image of India all over the world. The Modi government, which came into service in 2014, launched an ambitious program of regulatory reforms to make it easier to do business in the country, raising India to 63rd position out of 190 countries in the World Bank's Doing Business 2020 report. In 2014, the country was ranked 142. We made a huge jump of 79 ranks in a short span of time. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while addressing a gathering of the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, said that while tax complications and red tape were a hindrance in business and investment in the country, today India is moving fast towards ease of doing business.
आज का नया भारत नई दुनिया के साथ चलने के लिए तैयार है। जो भारत कभी विदेशी निवेश से आशंकित था, आज वो हर प्रकार के निवेश का स्वागत कर रहा है। जिस भारत की टैक्स से जुड़ी नीतियों से कभी निवेशकों में निराशा फैल जाती थी, आज उसी भारत में दुनिया का सबसे कॉम्पिटिटिव कॉर्पोरेट टैक्स है और फेसलेस टैक्स सिस्टम भी है। जिस भारत में दस्तावेजों में, कागजों में, कानूनों में उलझाना ब्यूरोक्रेसी की पहचान माना जाता था, वहीं आज ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस रैंक में बड़ी छलांग लगा रहा है।
Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal says that we can measure the effectiveness of the efforts made by the government from the fact that India has been in the top 10 for the third time in a row in the list of fastest improving ease of doing business ranking.
जिस प्रकार से लगातार जो एक्शंस 14, 15 और 15-16 में लिए गए, उसका जब इम्पैक्ट जनता को दिखने लगा, उसका इम्पैक्ट जब असेस हुआ वर्ल्ड बैंक द्वारा, जब वो ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस रैंकिंग्स देखे, तो आप देखेंगे कि 142वें रैंक से जो 2014 में था, आज हम 63 रैंक पे आ गए। इतनी बड़ी बढ़ोतरी तो शायद ही किसी देश ने करी होगी इतने कम समय में। जो एक डिक्लाइनिंग ट्रेंड पे हम 2014 में आए थे, जब 132 रैंक से घट के हम 142 रैंक पे पहुंच गए थे 2 वर्ष में, अब बढ़ते बढ़ते हम 63 पे आ गए। विश्व में जो देश सबसे ज्यादा सुधार लगातार 3 वर्षों में करते आ रहे हैं, उसमें से भारत एक है।
Creating an environment for ease of doing business in a country does not depend on a single decision, but requires extensive reforms in various areas. In the last 8 years, the government has made extensive reforms in the tax system, banking system, labor laws, including industrial laws for ease of doing business. Due to all this, India has emerged as one of the most attractive destinations in the world for investment and business. By making deep reforms in a tax regime, the government has made corporate tax competitive globally. While corporate tax has been reduced to 22% for existing domestic companies, it has been reduced to only 15% for manufacturing companies established after 1st October 2019.
I am Chandrajit Banerjee, Director General CII. हमारे टैक्स रिडक्शन 15% न्यू मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए जो हुए हैं, अक्टूबर 2019 में अनाउंस हुए हैं, ये एक इम्पोर्टेंट स्टेप है, क्योंकि ये इंडिया को बहुत कॉम्पिटिटिव बनाते हैं, कॉर्पोरेट्स को ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के लिए और एक इन्वेस्टमेंट को इजी बनाने के लिए और जॉब क्रिएशन के लिए एक बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट दिशा है।
Schemes like Startup India, Stand Up India, Make in India were started by the government to strengthen domestic industries and support emerging industries, while Production-Linked Incentive, PLI, to support and encourage them. Finance has also been made available through the Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme, ECLGS. With these steps, more than 70,000 new entrepreneurs have emerged in the last 8 years. Of these, there are more than 100 such whose total assets are more than $1 billion. On this subject, Chief Economist of PhD Chamber of Commerce Dr. S.P. Sharma said, government reforms have not only given an opportunity to a common person to be an entrepreneur, but has also helped a lot in attracting foreign investment.
जो रिफॉर्म्स हुई हैं, इनमें से नए उद्यमियों को बहुत बढ़ावा मिला है, खासकर जो स्टार्टअप्स हैं उनको एक अच्छी सेंध मिली है, जिससे कि विदेशी निवेश को आकर्षित करने की जो भारत की प्रक्रिया है और ज्यादा बेहतर हुई है। एक आम आदमी को भी उद्यमी बनने का अवसर इन रिफॉर्म से मिला है।
Simplifying tax e-filing and faceless operation of the tax system not only reduced corruption but also increased tax compliance and helped in resolving tax disputes in the shortest possible time.
मैं विनोद किंगर, CEO किंगर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। जब से ई-इनवॉइसिंग का सिस्टम चालू हुआ है, हमारे लिए बहुत आसानी हो गई है। रिटर्न फाइल करने में कोई भी हम लोगों को दिक्कत नहीं आती है और इसके अलावा जो भी फेसलेस सिस्टम गवर्नमेंट ने चालू किए हैं, उससे हमारे को काफी आसानी होती है।
With the introduction of the Trade in Goods Tax (GST) and the introduction of the e-way bill system, while on one hand the taxation on taxes has been relieved, the movement of manufactured goods has also become easier and faster. With the introduction of GST, tax compliance has become very easy for the traders, and now it is possible to make online deposits sitting at home. A small entrepreneur in Delhi says that doing business has become more convenient than ever.
मेरा नाम अनुज सिंह है, PIB इनोवेशन ओनर हूँ। GST और ई-वे बिल आने से बड़ा फायदा हुआ है। पहले डबल टैक्स भी लग जाता था, उस चीजों से निजात मिल गई है। काफी हर महीने हम अपना GST वगैरह जमा कर देते हैं, तो कोई ऐसा बैकलॉग भी नहीं रहता जो बाद में जाके परेशान करता है।
For ease of doing business, retrospective tax has been removed from the Income Tax Act by enacting the Taxation Laws Amendment Act 2021. Retrospective taxes are such outstanding taxes that have been levied on long ago transactions. Through the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code (IBC), the government has made efforts to end corruption in the banking system and reduce distressed loans. In this way, along with improving the financial condition of the employment, business, banking and financial sectors, the government has also achieved remarkable success in protecting the money received from the contribution of taxpayers. In the same sequence, with the aim of improving ease of living and ease of doing business in India, the requirement of compliance of more than 25,000 rules is not required now. Many industrial activities have been made crime-free under the Companies Act 2013. The Modi government has repealed around 1,500 irrelevant laws in the last 8 years. An entrepreneur from Uttarakhand who is the beneficiary of these steps of the government says that now not only has it become easier to do business, but people's trust in the system has also increased.
अनूप सिंह नेगी, एलिमेंट लॉजिस्टिक्स सॉल्यूशन प्राइवेट लिमिटेड। मैं तो ये कहूँगा कि पिछले 7-8 साल में मतलब कम से कम तो 5 से 10 गुना बिजनेस ईज ऑफ बिजनेस हो गया हमें, और उससे कई फायदे हैं हमें। सब कुछ ऑनलाइन है, GST आप ऑनलाइन भर सकते हो, TDS सब कुछ ऑनलाइन भर सकते हो, सारा रिकॉर्ड आप देख सकते हो।
Reforms in labor laws in the direction of ease of doing business have been stalling for a long time. The government accumulated the labor laws spread across multiple codes to only 4 labor codes so as to protect the interests of workers as well as to enable quick settlement of labor disputes. There are many parameters of improvement in ease of doing business on the basis of which the improvements made in this area can be ascertained. These standards also cover the various facilities required for starting a business and running a business and resolution of insolvency. The country's achievement in these parameters reflects the success of the efforts made by the government for ease of doing business in the last 8 years. In 2014, where it used to take 35 days to start a business, now one can start their business in just 18 days. A Gujarat-based entrepreneur who has recently started a new venture says that due to the efforts of the government and the online facilities introduced for the company setup, he was able to easily set up his venture in a very short time.
मेरा नाम दिव्येश देत्रोजा है और मैंने अभी एक नई कंपनी ई-पावरट्रॉनिक्स प्राइवेट लिमिटेड जामनगर गुजरात में शुरू की है। सरकार की नई पॉलिसियों की वजह से ये कंपनी बहुत ही जल्दी मैं शुरू कर पाया हूँ, इसलिए मैं सरकार को बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूँ।
India's ranking on the construction permit parameter in the World Bank's Doing Business 2020 report was 184 in 2014, but with a great jump it reached to 27th rank in 2019. This has been possible due to the reduction in the number and time of procedures required to obtain a construction permit in the country. In this report, India's ranking on the parameter of access to electricity increased from 137 in 2014 to 22 in 2019. Such a big achievement was witnessed because now there are only 4 processes for companies to get electricity connections in the country, and it takes a maximum of 53 days to complete. Apart from these significant reforms, India ranks 25th among 190 economies in the world in terms of credit access parameters. This means that now companies get loans easily. According to the World Bank, India ranks 13th in the world in protecting minority investors. This is a great achievement as well as an important point to strengthen the trust in India between the domestic and foreign companies. In this series, the present government has created the Indian Customs Electronic Gateway, ICE Gate, to facilitate Indian import-export. It is the national portal of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, CBIC, which provides single window service to the participants electronically. Presently, more than 43,500 users are registered with IceGate, serving more than 12,50,000 importers and exporters. Due to all these reforms, India was ranked 136th in the World Bank's Dissolving Insolvency Index in 2017, but in 2020, it jumped to 52nd position. Insolvency is a situation of financial crisis in which a business or individual becomes unable to pay its bills. Till date, in more than 18,500 insolvency applications, cases worth more than 5,29,000 crores have been settled. Due to the efforts made by the government for the ease of doing business, the common people doing business, even at the smallest level, are now able to run their businesses more easily than before by adopting the digital payment system. Vegetable seller Jitendra Kumar says that now transactions have become easier in his business at every level.
मैं पश्चिम बिहार में सब्जी विक्रेता हूँ। हमें मोबाइल के द्वारा पैसा ट्रांजैक्शन करने में काफी आसानी हो जाती है और व्यापार करने में काफी सरल हो जाता है। हम आसानी से पैसा अपने अकाउंट से भेज सकते हैं और किसी से ग्राहक से भी ले सकते हैं। ये काफी सरल और आसान उपाय है।
The government introduced a single window system to make businesses easier. With this, entrepreneurs can get all the facilities on a single platform to start and run their business. Most of these tasks are being done online, thereby saving time, resources and effort. These steps taken in the direction of ease of doing business show that the Modi government, which has completed unmatched 8 years of service, good governance and poor welfare, is committed to the quality of life and ease of living of the common man in the country, which is the right of every citizen of the country.
New Delhi has categorically rejected Organization of Islamic Cooperation Secretariat's comments on India and termed them unwarranted and narrow-minded. In response to media queries regarding the recent statement by General Secretariat of the OIC External Affairs Ministry spokesman Arindam Bagchi said, the government of India accords the highest respect to all religions. He said the offensive tweets and comments denigrating religious personality were made by certain individuals and do not in any manner reflect the views of the government. The spokesman pointed out that strong action has already been taken against these individuals by relevant bodies. He called it regrettable that OIC Secretariat has yet again chosen to make motivated, misleading and mischievous comments. He stressed that this only exposes OIC's divisive agenda being pursued at the behest of vested interests. India urged the OIC Secretariat to stop pursuing its communal approach and show due respect to all faiths and religions. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
India successfully test-fired Agni-4 intermediate-range ballistic missile on Monday. A successful training launch of Agni-4 was carried out from APJ Abdul Kalam Island in Odisha. The Defence Ministry said successful test was part of routine for user training launches carried out under the aegis of the Strategic Forces Command. The launch validated all operational parameters as also the reliability of the system. The ministry said the successful test reaffirms country's policy of having a credible minimum deterrence capability. India's Defence Acquisition Council DAC, headed by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, has cleared proposals worth 76,390 crore rupees to boost self-reliance in defence sector. The DAC accorded fresh acceptance of necessity for procurement of rough terrain forklift trucks, bridge-laying tanks, wheeled armoured fighting vehicles for the army. The DAC also accorded acceptance of necessity for procurement of next-generation corvettes NGCs at an estimated cost of 36,000 crore rupees. These NGCs would be constructed based on new in-house design of the Indian Navy using latest technology of shipbuilding and would contribute to boost the government's initiative of security and growth for all in the region, Sagar. The DAC also accorded acceptance of necessity for manufacture of Dornier aircrafts and Su-30 MKI aero engines. Digital Coast Guard project under by Indian category has been approved by the DAC. Under this project, a pan-India secure network for digitizing of various surface and aviation operations, logistics, finance and HR processes in Coast Guard will be established.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, who is in the Czech Republic, interacted with the Indian community in Prague on Monday. In a tweet, he said, "Good to see many of them doing so well." The External Affairs Minister said the expansion of the community has also been encouraging. Dr. Jaishankar shared with them developments at home and the state of India-Czech Republic bilateral relationship. The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson will face a vote of confidence in his leadership of the Conservative Party on Monday. The vote follows weeks of disquiet within the ruling Conservative Party, with several members of Parliament and former ministers voicing their concerns over the Partygate scandal of illegal gatherings at Downing Street during the COVID-19 lockdowns. A section of the Conservative Party members opined that it has damaged the party's credibility in the eyes of the voters. According to media reports, Johnson is likely to win such a vote, but it will deliver a blow to his leadership. Under the current Conservative Party rules, if Johnson wins, it would rule out another similar no-confidence vote for at least 12 months.
Russia has warned that Western deliveries of longer-range arms to Kyiv would compel them to push Ukrainian forces further back from its borders. Addressing a press conference in Moscow on Monday, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said that if Western countries supply long-range missile systems, then they will retaliate strongly. Although the United States had ruled out sending its own or NATO forces to Ukraine, but Washington and Britain have agreed to supply precision missile systems which have significantly longer ranges than previous weapons they delivered. Earlier, President Vladimir Putin warned the United States in an interview broadcast on Sunday that Russia would strike new targets if the West provided longer-range missiles to Ukraine for use in high-precision mobile rocket systems. In Bangladesh, the death toll in the container depot fire accident has risen to 49. A fire service press release said that 9 firemen were killed and more than 15 firemen suffered injuries during the firefighting. More than 300 injured people are undergoing treatment at different hospitals in Chattogram. The fire incident started on Saturday night at the BM Inland Container Depot in Sitakund Upzila of Chattogram district. It quickly spread in the depot, causing multiple blasts in containers believed to be strongly, highly inflammable material for export.
The World Health Organization WHO has said that a total of 780 laboratory-confirmed cases of monkeypox have been reported since till the 2nd of June, 2 from 27 countries. The UN's health agency said the most affected countries are Cameroon, the Central African Republic, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Nigeria and Sierra Leone. It said Benin and South Sudan have documented importations in the past. Countries currently reporting cases of the West African clade are Cameroon and Nigeria. While the West African clade of the virus has been identified from samples of cases so far, most confirmed cases with travel history reported travel to countries in Europe and North America rather than West or Central Africa, where the monkeypox virus is endemic. In hockey, India beat Poland 6-4 in the final to clinch the inaugural FIH Hockey 5S Championship in Lausanne in Switzerland on Sunday. India ended their campaign with an unbeaten record. Earlier, India first outplayed Malaysia 7-3, pumping in 4 goals in the second half in a stunning show before beating Poland 6-2 in the second match of the day. India had topped the 5-team standings after the round-robin league stage with 10 points from 3 wins and 1 draw. India had beaten hosts Switzerland 4-3 and drawn with arch rivals Pakistan 2-2.
In wrestling, national champion Aman Sehrawat clinched gold medal, while Tokyo 2020 bronze medalist Bajrang Punia settled for bronze of the 2022 Bulat Turli-Khano Cup Wrestling Tournament in Almaty, Kazakhstan on Sunday. With the 2 more medals, India concluded the United World Wrestling's ranking series with 11 medals, 6 golds, 1 silver and 4 bronze. 5 of the golds were won by women. And now a report from the business desk.
At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange fell 94 points or 0.2% to end at 55,675 today. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange shed 15 points or 0.1% to 16,570. At global stock markets, Asian markets ended mixed. So Japan's Nikkei 225 index shed 0.1% and Singapore's Straits Times Index fell 0.2%. But China's Shanghai Composite Index climbed 1.3% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index jumped 2.7%. Stock market in South Korea was closed for a holiday. In Europe, London's FTSE 100 had climbed 1.2%, France's CAC 40 had advanced 1.1%, and Germany's DAX had added 1% in intraday trade. Global crude oil futures hit $120 a barrel in intraday trade today after Saudi Arabia raised crude prices for July amid doubts that an increased OPEC Plus monthly output target will help ease tight supply. So Brent crude oil futures gained 16 cents to $119.88 a barrel. The U.S. crude futures edged up 17 cents to $119.04 a barrel after hitting a 3-month high of $120.99 a barrel. And at the forex market, the rupee ended unchanged against the dollar at 77 rupees and 61 paise. Gaurang Dhawanlal for World News, All India Radio.
Now let us take a look at the major developments around the world as reported in foreign press. First, we have a look at the press reports on China. Economic Times writes Chinese companies being investigated in India for tax evasion and dodgy finances were reportedly gathering the personal data of a large number of individuals, and the alleged real beneficiaries were senior members of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. The New Indian Express writes, India bridges infra gap with China in Ladakh. Network of roads coming up along the borders, river in eastern Ladakh to get another permanent bridge soon. Al Jazeera writes, Australia's Defence Department says a Chinese fighter jet dangerously intercepted an Australian military surveillance plane in the South China Sea region in May.
Now let's have a look at the press reports on Nepal. Rising Nepal reports that National Food Laboratory was inaugurated on Sunday in Raxaul, Bihar by Indian Minister of Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia. Kathmandu Post reports that amid speculations regarding delay in national and provincial elections, Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has said that elections would be held by the end of November. Now let's have a look at the press reports on Balochistan. ANI News reports that Baloch Republican Party, Germany, organized a protest in Dortmund against Pakistan Army's atrocities. In the past few months, the atrocities against the Baloch people have crossed every limit. Now let's have a look at the press reports on Pakistan. Dawn reports that continuing to create hurdles for the coalition government of Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, President Dr. Arif Alvi on Saturday refused to assent to the bills recently passed by the two houses of parliament seeking amendments to the accountability and election laws. Frontier Post reports that PTI has put off its second long march towards Islamabad until after the next federal budget and has decided to fully participate in the upcoming by-elections in Punjab. Now let's have a look at the press reports on Bangladesh. Bangladesh Home Minister Asaduzzaman Khan Kamal has said that if anyone is found responsible for the Chattogram container fire incident, they will have to face punishment, reports Daily Star. Bangladesh Bank devalued Taka once again against the US dollar by Taka 1.60, reports Pratham Alu.
And now a quick look at the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi asserts that 21st century India is moving ahead with approach of people-centric governance. Indian Minister Nirmala Sitharaman participates in second BRICS Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors meeting, says India's economic growth will continue to be supported by fiscal spending along with investment push. New Delhi rejects Organization of Islamic Cooperation Secretariat's comments on India, terms them unwarranted and narrow-minded. India successfully test-fires Agni-4 intermediate-range ballistic missile. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to face a vote of confidence in his leadership of the Conservative Party on Monday. India beat Poland 6-4 in final to clinch inaugural FIH Hockey 5S Championship at Lausanne in Switzerland. And Indian wrestler Aman Sehrawat strikes gold at 2022 Bolat Thurlikhanov Cup tournament in Almaty, Kazakhstan. And now before we end this bulletin, let us listen to Mahatma Gandhi's favorite bhajan, Vaishnav Jan, by artists from Montenegro.
उपकार करे तो ये मनु अभी
with that, we end this bulletin. We'll be back at the same time tomorrow with the next edition of World News.